You're tuned to Evergreen Media Network. I am Cindy Schwartz. This is the Patient Partner Show. Jeannie Roller and I are talking about health care issues and how to try to get better care for yourself. Jeannie, we try to do that all the time by bringing up some of these topics. And some days we figure it out and some days we don't. And I'm still in the medical community because I have health care issues that I need doctors for. And, not every doctor and every nurse is the bad guy on the block. In fact, those are the ones I feel sorry for because they're trying to navigate the system as best they can and make a living and conscientiously want to give patients good care. So, kudos to them because they're in this faulty system as well. Today we're talking about your topic, Jeannie, that we as patients aren't necessarily, and for a lot of parts, given the correct information to make our decision, and it's just this is the doctor, the medical provider is saying this is what you need to do and that's it. So you've read quite a few things about that recently, Jeannie. Let's talk about that.
Well, it's like someone who is maybe pre-diabetic. They go to the doctor and the doctor says, if they even say this much, you need medicine. And then the patient will say, well, wait, or you can do it by diet. Mm-hmm. And then they really don't follow through with giving the patient, like, to do it by diet, you need to do this and see this person and this is why. And then the patient will come back maybe a few months later and, maybe their numbers have worsened. So it's like, now it's time to put you on the medicine. Mm-hmm. So I read an article that they did a study. It was based out of Europe, saying that patients cannot be forced to follow a lifestyle dictated by others. That telling people they need to stop this or that almost always fails. That doctors need to think about how they present things to patients. That if a patient is ordered by saying, I order you to do this, that it really won't succeed. And people need to know why. They need to know how. And a lot of people need continuing education in order to follow, because following a healthy diet and lifestyle is not something you learn in an hour's seminar or in a talk with a dietitian one afternoon. Mm-hmm. It is a continuing thing that you have to do. For many people, to live a healthy lifestyle, buying the right things at the grocery store, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, buying more fish, it's very expensive, and they simply do not have the money for that, especially maybe elderly people. Mm-hmm. But doctors, a lot of times, they don't take the time to work with these patients, and it will fail just about every time. And then these patients are subjected to a lifetime of prescription drugs that basically cause other things to go wrong. Mm-hmm. So I think that for me, reading this study, as I said, came from Europe, that I don't see the American mainstream media talking about this very much. That is kind of, again, a silent subject, that they don't want this broach, that the doctors are the boss. Mm-hmm. You are to do what they say to do, and they don't want that to change.
Yeah.
So
I know
it's interesting.
I know some people that I've spoken with in the medical arena recently had made the comment that oftentimes that there is a different approach to something. Certain doctors are afraid of that or scared off by that because then they'll lose their patients. Because at the end of the day, how many times have we talked about this? It is a business. It is a business at the end of the day. I've labeled it big box healthcare and some of these issues and some of these facilities and whatever, but it is a business. And so that person explained to me that, you may lose that patient, for lack of a better terminology, but there's other people. There's other people that definitely have need for an issue to be addressed or whatever. It's like, do you have to have everybody under your thumb, if you will, and keep writing prescriptions out? Because that's not always the case, and you're right, Jeannie, people in my family are proven cases that a lot of these medications have severe side effects. And some of them are told, and some of them aren't told because people don't know what they are. I mean, we can go on and do how many shows on the oxy epidemic. Doctors didn't know how bad that was, how bad oxy was. They were prescribing it in all good faith, for the most part in all good faith, and just didn't realize the ramifications that were going to happen and the side effects that were going to happen to people with the severe addictions and on and on and on, and the strength of these drugs. I mean, how many shows have we done on fentanyl? I mean, geez Louise, nobody needs to get fentanyl in my opinion, but this should be other things. But look at that alone and the epidemic that's happening now. But you're right. Doctors need to be all in, telling you exactly what's going on and helping you along the way.
Well, and for doctors, they have a fine line to walk. I realize that they want to appear like they know, and they want to appear that they are in authority. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that it hurts them if they talk about options and what the various things can do, what the patient needs to do. Because when someone tells me I have to do something, my first response is why?
Yeah.
And, and if a doctor takes this attitude with me, well, it's my way, period, and there is no second choice, then immediately I'm just like pushing back that no, there has to be other ways. Mm-hmm. So if you engage me in a conversation on the various methods or treatments or options, then we together can come to an understanding of what the best way forward would be. And I think a lot of people would like that. Now, some people may want a doctor to tell them, everything and not question it. And more power to them. But for a lot of us, we want to know why. Mm-hmm.
And you want to have options, too. I mean, to me, in my personal opinion, and of course these shows and these podcasts are all our personal opinions, that's good medicine. And if there is no other option, then let me know that. There's no other option then. Let me know that.
Right.
Because sometimes there isn't. Sometimes there isn't.
Right. And tell me why there's no other option. Yeah. Just don't say there are no other options. You have to tell me why.
Yeah. Because we've talked about shows, too, that, this alternative medicine and, that's gaining more momentum every day because of the things that are happening in the traditional healthcare arena, if you will, that work perfectly fine. And I've had doctors, when I've gone to other avenues, say, I can't believe you're as well as you possibly can. I didn't think that would work, and it did. It did. Yeah. So, why not give the people the option? But, of course, those other options that, that I'm talking about aren't covered under healthcare, under traditional healthcare. Yeah. So either you have the cash to put up to do it or you don't, which sadly, and a lot of those places will work along with you, but they are options. They're viable options. So, yeah, I'm with you, Jeannie. Why is it just one way or the highway, and that's it? So the more we talk about this stuff and the more people we get involved in this, that let the floodgates open up and give us different choices and chances to do this thing, because it isn't. I'm personally not looking for one pill to fix everything. I know I've seen that on so many shows and so many talks and whatever that, just, get a prescription and that's what people are looking for. Personally, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the best avenue. I'm with you. There are some people that want that and they want somebody to make the decision and on. And I get that. If that works for them, I get it. I do. But it doesn't work for all of us. And if we are the ones that are asking the questions, don't make us the bad guy.
Right. Don't shame us either. If we're not losing the weight, or if someone who needs to stop smoking is still smoking, maybe you need to dig a little deeper and find out, why are they still smoking?
Right,
Don't just give them the lecture and shame them.
Right. And a lot of that is attributed, in my opinion, to the mental health care as well. We all know that's just... Right. We used to have a really good mental health care system in this country, and anymore that's certainly, in my opinion, gone by the wayside. On that note, stay listening to Evergreen Media Network.